Good morning, me again. I hope everybody is having a lovely morning. It's an awesome day. It's just gorgeous outside. It's mild and it's sunny. Something's blessing us at this time to try and bring some light and positivity and energy. So just got back dropping the kids off last day for I don't know how long. William at nursery and Ada at primary school. And the head teacher at the primary school, I thanked her. You know, she's at the gate. Probably 3 or 4 days out of 5, she welcomes the children at the gate. If not, it's a different teacher, but it's usually the head. And I just thanked her. There was a bunch of people thanking her to say, look, we know the organisation. I can't imagine the logistics, the planning. You know, they're thinking about keeping their own staff healthy as well as the pupils. At the same time, keeping everything moving so that key workers can get to doing what they need to do. So they're always in my thoughts. And I said that, you know, I went to the nursery with William. Same there, you know, the staff who are normally not even working Fridays, they're all out in force. They the phone's ringing off the hook. They're welcoming the kids in the normal way, so the babies and toddlers don't feel any stress or anxiety or anything. They're just keeping that ship afloat. And I can't get really emotional thinking about what these people are. That's what they're doing for us and our kids. And they've got plans in place for next week because the kids have the key workers have to be able to go to the nursery. So instead of being able to walk your children to the different room, the staff are going to stand outside and welcome them in the outside, so they're not taking adults through into the nursery. So just the planning and the logistics. The head of the nursery, she'd been up since 4 a.m. looking at the list of, you know, am I using the right phrase? The key workers, the critical workers, to understand which parents, you know, would be in scope and which wouldn't. So I'm just blown away. Then I nipped to Aldi to get somebody some flowers. My friend is pregnant and can't really leave the house, and it was her birthday this week, so Aldi is like packed. And I saw the same lady yesterday because I went for a pint of milk, and I'm like thanking her because she's been working round the clock. So it's just incredible, and you just want to support and give anything we can do. So yeah, those are my reflections for the morning. Just feeling grateful and inspired by people in general. And the kids are resilient, you know. I think we put our fears onto them. We're like, oh, you know, they won't get to finish you know, if they're in their last year of their primary school or their last year of their senior school, they won't get to do this, they won't get their prom. You know, grand scheme of things, they're not going to be that impacted. I mean, they'll be disappointed, but we're probably more disappointed for them than they are for themselves. Kids are resilient and they will get over it. They will be fine with whatever happens tomorrow and the next day. They'll enjoy the time off, whatever that means for them. So I think we just need to be chilled about those things that are not that important, are they? So today I wanted to talk about positivity. Not in the same way. I've been talking about positivity all week, and I'm always really conscious when I do that people, it's not about what they think about what I'm saying, it's about the fact that it's hard. And if I'm talking about positivity and giving advice about how to be positive, I can hear a voice in the back of my mind, and I can hear a voice in the ether of people saying, yeah, but I find it really hard. You know, there is a lot going on. There is things to be fearful of. You know, just telling me to be positive isn't going to do it. So I want to talk today about why that is, because it is very, very hard to just go, I'm going to be positive. It's almost impossible. And I'm going to try and demonstrate it it might be a bit of a clunky way, but let me try. So, just bear with me. Right, when we're born, this is us. This is our mind. Right, this is our mind when we're born. Clanking a bit. Right, so it's perfect. It's just neutral. We're all born with the same mind. It's neutral. It doesn't have any negativity, positivity. It just is. But then, obviously, we're experienced to life, and we're brought up in a family. So as a baby and toddler, we absorb absolutely everything. There's no filter as a baby. Up to about the age of between 2 and 3, you kind of get a filter and a consciousness. But until about 2, toddlers are kind of like puppies, right? They just accept everything and don't filter anything. So whatever a toddler sees and hears kind of goes straight in. Then when, after that as a child, we're very susceptible to whatever we see and hear. So whatever we see and hear on repeat, that goes straight in. So what's happening is, our environment growing up is giving us new ideas, new thoughts. Some of them will be positive, a lot of them will be negative, and that's not because we're negative people. It's kind of just the way it happens. So because, for example, we tell our kids to be careful, we tell them to watch out for risk, we kind of focus their attention on what might happen. We hear things, you're not very good at maths, I don't know, you're shy, you're bossy, this, and you hear your parents talk about you to other people, and then teachers give you labels, and there'll be good ones. You're fabulous, we love you, you're useless, you are good at sport, you are not good at academia, you're not a great reader. These are all things that we hear and see when we're very susceptible very early on, and they kind of tarnish our perfection. And what happens then is that becomes our belief system. So we then believe all of these things because whatever we hear on repeat just goes straight in and is locked in. This is now like a computer program that is now always playing deep in your subconscious mind. It's always there, and it's kind of set. And then we give ourselves additional labels as we get older. So we take in information from the outside world. We have opinions of ourselves based on some of the life experiences. We maybe have a bad relationship, we maybe have a challenging job, we maybe fail at something, and then we lock those in as well. So we lock those ideas in as well. And a lot of the time we lock in the negative, because the negative ones tend to be the most emotional. And whatever we get emotionally connected to, we repeat, we kind of live it over and over again. Whatever we do in that, it's becoming locked in what we call the subconscious mind. It's locked in the depths. Think of it as a computer program or a tape recorder that's now going to be always running. And what happens then is all of these ideas, these beliefs about who you are, who you're not, how you uniquely see the world, that dictates every move you make, because it's a habitual thought program. It's in charge of almost all of your habitual thoughts and all of your habitual behavior. So anything we try and do that's out of harmony, that doesn't measure up to these beliefs that we're holding on to, we're never going to continue and follow through. We're either not going to start in the first place, we're not going to try in the first place, or we're going to start to try and do something that's different from the ideas and beliefs that are here, but the paradigm, which is what this is, pulls us back and talks us out of it. So this tape recorder, this program, is also known as the paradigm. So what then happens is, if you think about positivity, so a lot of what's programmed in is negative stuff, and we have a negative thought process, and we have a natural, as human beings, we naturally look for the risk, we look for what's wrong, it's kind of a protectionism as well. So if I say to you, let's just think positive about this situation, you wake up and you think, right, I'm going to think positive about this situation. Here's a positive idea about this situation. Does it have an effect on the colours already in there? It has no effect. Because we have 80,000 thoughts a day, 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And they're all coming, 96% of them come from these ideas that are programmed in. So the other 2 to 3%, which we consciously choose, goes in, but it's fighting against 80,000 thoughts. So what chance have you got to think positively if that's not where your belief system's set? You're always going to struggle. So when we talk about doing things like wake up and write down what you're grateful for, that's one way of starting to flood the mind with new ideas, positive ideas. But you absolutely have to flood. That's the word I think of. You have to flood your mind. If you want positivity over negativity, if you want optimism and you want to feel calm over anxiety, you have to flood your mind with ideas of positivity. If it's calmness you want, you have to flood your mind. You have to take yourself into a mind place of serenity and live there regularly. If you're doing that for 5 minutes out of 24 hours in a